Hello, everybody, and welcome back to United by Juno. I know I should have posted a video on Thursday evening or Friday morning, but I was really tired from work in the week and I didn't get around to do it. I didn't even watch the game. I was sleeping about an hour before the game happened. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to speak about that game. Everybody obviously knows what happened. United are through. Um, and then I'm going to speak about the press conference for Manchester United versus the Foxes, Leicester City away from home. And that press conference basically happened right after the Milan game. So, so Oli basically, well, he commented on the Milan game slightly, but obviously his focus was on the upcoming game, the Leicester game, and so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I really love talking about football, and that's why I started this channel. I mean, I'm not from the UK. I'm not even from Europe. But I love talking about football, and I actually want to hear what you guys always have to say. So obviously, leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel as I said before, and like the video. It really helps to get the video out there. You can even share it on your social media, just to get it out there to grow the community. And yeah. Anyway, let's. Obviously, you guys are here for the analysis or my opinion, I guess, of the AC Milan game. So let's get into it. The first half, I actually think United didn't do a lot in their box. But speaking about the game as a whole, we play. We didn't play 1 minute better in the first leg than we played in this whole second leg, and that's including the first half. Just hold on. My laptop. I have some notes on my laptop, and it just yeah. So it just went blank. Well, it went on sleep mode anyway. It's back up. So the tactics was so much better, and if you look at the first game, um, and you watch three players in particular, you watch Wan-Bissaka, you watch Scott McTominay, and you watch Fred. Watch those three players in the first leg, and you'll see the tactics was so negative, and it was so frustrating to watch. Where in this game it was like the total opposite. It's like we defended very well. We defended very well, but at the same time we played proper football. It was not only Bruno trying to create something. It was McTominay was pushing up. Fred done brilliantly this game, especially in the second half. He was he was only on the left side mostly, but what he was doing there was brilliant. He gave some balls away. Fred's always giving balls away. He really needs to work on it. And McTominay, um, but they played really well. They did what they needed to do. Especially Fred. For me, Fred, he played magnificently. Shit, I'm stumbling over my words. Um, the first half, so like I was saying, the first half, we played well, but we didn't do enough. Um, the ball was mostly in our half. We kept it well, but it was mostly in our half, and we had a few opportunities. Um, there was one that really stands out was, I'm not sure, it was probably around about 20 minutes, I'm not 100% sure, but James was running, and I'm not sure who was defending him, but it was almost like a 3 on 2 attack. So obviously we had James and Greenwood. Greenwood was a lot more central. James was a bit to the right of the goal, and instead of playing Greenwood in, he tried to round the player, which just definitely the wrong call. If you're gonna obviously if you're not gonna have much opportunities, you need to make sorry about that. You need to make the right calls, and luckily in the second half we played much better, especially with Pogba coming on. The one touch passing was brilliant. That's how United should be playing. One touch passes. It was simple. It was easy passes, and it wasn't long in the first half. I mean, in the second half when Pogba put that in the back of the net, and it was simple football. Obviously, in the second half, Milan came back into the game and they were a threat. I mean, Zlatan had that opportunity. He was quiet. Obviously, he's a striker. He was quiet, but that's obviously not his fault. He had one great opportunity, and Henderson was on it. On Henderson, he had a great game. I think he had a brilliant game, and he's giving Ollie a headache. He's giving Ollie a headache that Ollie should have never had. Henderson should have never came back this season. He should have never gotten that big contract. I mean, De Gea got a big contract last season, and De Gea should have been standing all season. The Gea Romero, well, De Gea, me saying that and just thinking about it, last season De Gea didn't have the greatest season. We had we had a lot of clean sheets, but De Gea had a lot of mistakes, and maybe that's why Ollie done it. But the headache it's causing, it shouldn't be there. All the big clubs have one keeper, and if that keeper's not performing, you bring in another keeper that's going to perform. And there's nothing wrong with bringing Henderson in, but the issue is the Gea he's on a big contract. That's the issue. He's on a huge contract, and there's huge money implications in bringing Henderson in. I mean, football isn't like it used to be. It's not just about football anymore. Money is a huge part. You look at the money they spend on transfers nowadays. I mean, the average person couldn't fathom that amount of money. And De Gea is on one of the biggest contracts in the club, and now you bring Henderson in. What are you going to do? You're either going to make the loss on De Gea, making Henderson your number one, or you're going to tell Henderson, listen here, the time's not right now. You can maybe send him out, and you can have a bit of a buyback clause. Because from what he says and what I hear, obviously Henderson is he sounds like he's a United fan, and obviously he's playing for his dream club. So he's gonna want the opportunity, and if he's given that opportunity now, we're gonna make a loss in the Gea. Nobody's gonna pay the Gea's wages, or nobody's gonna pay for what the Gea is worth. They're not gonna do both. So somehow the Gea he's in the driving seat. Nobody's gonna pay his wages, so he can just sit on the bench if we're gonna make the Henderson number one. So it's a headache that Ollie shouldn't be having. Maybe it was his choice, maybe it was Ed Woodward's choice, but it's just another look into a situation where the club's being run badly. But anyway, back to the game. I think Victor Lindelof played brilliantly today. I'm stumbling over my words. Maguire had a solid game, but for me, Lindelof was the better centre back today. He made runs like well up the field, not really giving the ball away. In that second half, he put a great stop in, relieving Henderson from making that save. So actually, if I'm thinking about the game, it's difficult to pick a man of the match, but you need to think about what was done in the match. Pogba only played half. He's definitely a contender, but he only played one half. Lindelof had a brilliant game. Fred had a very good game, very good game. I think he had a very good game. He was also there for some clearances. Him and McTominay, that's how they should. If they're gonna play them, that's how they should be playing. one pushes up, the other one stays deep, and that's how you should be playing, because one of them should be doing the defensive work, the other one should be doing the box to box. But obviously they both have similar strengths. Like one isn't a out and out defensive midfielder, and the other one isn't a out and out attacking midfielder. I mean, McTominay, he's definitely a box to box, and I think Fred is similarly not the all out box to box in the traditional sense, but he can do both sides of the game, and I think today they managed that midfield really well. Um, and James on the left, James on the right, he played really well. I mean, he brings, like I've said previously, he brings balance to the team, and today again, him and Wan-Bissaka was getting up and down, assisting James, and James was also playing really well. He was a support of the one-touch passing that was going on in the game, and United should just try and implement that one-touch passing. I mean, we showed we can do it, especially if a team's going to be defending well. We're going to have to move the ball quick. United, like in previous games, there's been some frustration from myself, at least, where Rashford, I'm not picking on Rashford, but it's happened where he stands on the ball too long, where he thinks he's going to take on the player and then he doesn't, and he just passes it where he could have just passed it in the first place. But I think Pogba he sparked that one-touch passing, and so for me, the three candidates was either Victor Lindelof, like I said, I was just thinking now, Victor Lindelof or Fred or Pogba, but I think Fred's at the bottom, so it's between Lindelof and Pogba. Pogba obviously scored the goal. He changed the game. Rashford was nowhere, and but I think Lindelof played the whole game and he played well. So this one I'm actually going to give to Lindelof, even though I say it should be Eric and Maguire at the back. Lindelof, he's given Ole another headache, and Ole's very happy with those two. Obviously, because the supporters is crying out for Eric and Maguire, not only myself. The supporters is crying out for Eric, and we've been linked with his centre back for the longest time, but obviously they had a solid game today. Who haven't touched on Greenwood? Greenwood, he had a solid game today. He had a much better game. He just had a better game, and I don't know if he had a better game because maybe I was a bit hard on him in the first leg. I thought he was out of position a bit much. He was trying to do a bit much deep, but maybe United was playing so much better today, and maybe that's why he didn't have to drop. And obviously, I think he had a much better game because the team had a much better game. So I think I was a bit harsh on him in the first leg, but his hold-up play was good. He knows where the back of the net is. He just needs to get that first goal and he's going to start scoring. What else? He was running the channels really well. I mean, he's a pacey, tall guy, young guy. He has a great future ahead of him. He can be one of United's best players, and as good as Rashford is, Greenwood can be better. I think he has that potential. But anyway, United played well. There was a period of AC where they also played quite well, but over the span of the game, United definitely deserved the win. Victor, my man of the match. Pogba, close second. If Pogba had to play all game, he would have definitely been my man of the match. But I think it's unfair to give it to a player who only played half, so I'm going to give it to Victor. Anyway, now on to the second part of the video, the press conference. So Ole was asked about, I just opened my notes here. So Ole was asked about winning the trophy, and he said that he took a bit of a jab against the previous management, and he said that winning the trophy can be just papering the cracks to what is actually happening at the club. and he's not wrong because I mean Mourinho won the Europa League, and obviously when he won it, everything seemed smooth. But let's be honest, it wasn't. There was a lot of issues at the club, and Ollie's basically saying that winning the trophies and everything, even though we really need one. He needs to win one. If he doesn't win one, he's going to be under major pressure. But he took a bit of a jab against the previous management, and he's improved a lot of the club. The atmosphere has improved. I think the players are happy. There's no stories coming out of the dressing room. Like there was with Mourinho. I mean, Ollie's not taking a jab at the players. He's standing up for his players, and he's standing up for himself. And sometimes they need to take the blame, especially Maguire being the captain. There's been press conferences in the past where he's needed to take the blame and he hasn't. But they've been playing really well, and it's been like 7 clean sheets now, or 6 clean sheets in 7 games, which is crazy. I mean, you don't think about that. And Ollie obviously commented about this also in his press conferences. He said in this press conference, he was asked about the defense and the linking of players to Manchester United centre backs, and he said that Victor and Harry have a good understanding, and they are proud players, and they are building on what happened last season. Although this season they've been horrible. Last season I can agree, they played really well, and the only thing is that last season they played, or United had a lot of clean sheets, but at the same time Matic was in form, and this season Matic wasn't in form, and it just shows you that we need a CDM. We need a CDM. Um, it's imperative that we get that player that's going to sit in front of the back too and assist them so that the other players can push up and attack. Just moving on, what else did he say? He spoke about Greenwood. And he spoke about Martial. He said Martial's working really hard to get back to the team, and obviously Ollie just wants him back. And he's been impressed with his work rate to try and get back into the team. And he's been on the bike and everything trying to get fit. And obviously that gives Ollie another option up front or on the left. And he spoke about Greenwood. He said that Greenwood doesn't have to think to score goals. He knows where the back of the net is. And he said this season he's been much better. He's maturing as a player. Even though he's not scoring as many goals, he's improving. He's maturing as a human being, and as a player. He's improving in other aspects besides goal scoring, and obviously that's leading to him becoming the striker that Manchester United's probably going to need or want in the future, because he's still young. So we can bring Cavani's there, Martial's there, but Greenwood I think he's 19. I'm not sure. I don't think he's 20 yet, but Ollie just said he's maturing. He said he's running the channels well, which you saw in that game. I also mentioned it earlier. He's running the channels, and his hold-up play, Ollie said his hold-up play is also improving. So, yeah, he just had, obviously Ollie's always a positive guy, but he had positive stuff to say about the centre-back pairing, and also Mason Greenwood. He didn't touch on Rashford. He wasn't asked about Rashford, but I'm just going to touch on Rashford. Rashford had a horrible first half. He was nowhere, and I think that's why United didn't have a good first half. And obviously, I'm not trying to be too harsh on him. He just came back from from injury, and he's probably still trying to get fit. So we hope to see Rashford firing very soon, because he's an important player to us. And I just wanted to comment on Rashford, because I don't think I touched on him, especially this is obviously a two-part video, the press conference and the analysis of the Milan game. But thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment on the game or the press conference. I mean, challenge me, guys. Like, I like to speak about football, and I want to speak to you guys. I'll obviously go through all the comments and respond accordingly. And don't forget to check me out on Twitch. I stream Apex on a Monday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. And I'll see you guys Sunday. Um, when is United playing this FA Cup tie? I'm assuming it's Sunday because Thursday, Sunday is that's United's fixtures. Like Thursday, Sunday. It's just it is what it is when you're in the Europa League. But anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.